Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we will see Chapter 6, Canto 1 with the title Conversation between Narada and Vyasa Deva. So, in the previous chapter, we saw that sage Narada was born to a maid servant in his previous birth, and how, when he met few sages, they totally transformed his life, and how he increased his devotion to the Supreme Lord. So Veda Vyasa asked Narada few questions like, what did you do after the sages departed? How did you live your life? How did you get this divine body? And how do you remember your previous birth so well? So Narada replied that the sages, after 4 months, they departed to travel to other places. So Narada was born to a maid servant, and she was a single parent who loved him so dearly and took care of him to her best of her ability. So once late in the night, his mother was called to milk a cow. So at that time, when she just stepped out, she was bitten by a snake and she died. Narada, after his association with the sages, though he was a small boy, he had become very mature. So when he received the news about his mother, he handled in a very matured way. And he felt that the world is entirely under the control of the Supreme Lord. And he also felt it is like a divine message for him to cut all material ties, depart from his home, and focus on achieving the Supreme Lord. So immediately, Narada, though he was a small boy, he was very mature. He departed from his home, he cut all material ties, and he started to travel. So when he started traveling, he came across flourishing cities, villages, towns, flower gardens, hills, full of silver, copper, gold, and then beautiful ponds with lotus flowers that even the devas would come to play, and the beautiful sound of singing birds. So after traveling for long hours, he felt very tired and exhausted. So he got into a nearby lake, he refreshed himself, he drank some water, and he felt much better. Then he entered into a deep forest, and under a tree, he started meditating on the Supreme Lord. When the Lord appeared in his heart, Narada was filled with happiness and tears rolled down his eyes. The form of the Lord was so majestic, beautiful, and captivating, which is stated as Manakantam, something which captivates the mind. And he felt that he did not have any other desire in this whole world. But within few minutes, the image of the Lord disappeared. Narada felt so restless and irritated and desperate. He wanted to see the image again. That's when he heard a voice from the forest that, in this lifetime, you will not be able to see me again. So Narada, when he heard this, he felt very grateful, and also the voice spoke to him that, I just appeared to you just to increase your desire for me, so that you will cut all your material ties and just focus on me. So Narada, after this voice, he started chanting and meditating on the Lord continuously, and eventually he met his death. So after many years, when the creation began again, he incarnated as Narada. So sage Narada, he could travel the 3 worlds under the Lord's blessing, and also he was gifted a veena by which he spread the glories of the Lord. So Narada was an excellent storyteller, and also he spread the glories of the Lord through his singing. So Narada Muni, he feels that for those of us who are filled with anxiety and trouble, if we want to cross this ocean of material existence, the boat with which we will cross the situation in life is continuous chanting of the names and the activities of the Lord. Only then our soul can become calm. So Sutam, here after advising Veda Vyasa, Narada again departed for his travel. So Sutta Muni, he said that all glory to sage Narada because he glorified the activities of the Lord and also uplifted all the distressed souls. So this chapter 6, it conveys that when we listen to the stories of the Lord with devotion, it gives us great maturity to handle any situation. Then the only thing that can calm and satisfy our soul is devotion to the Supreme Lord. Those who are filled with worries and anxieties, we can come out of the situation by only chanting the names and the activities of the Lord. We will meet again in the next video, Canto 1, Chapter 7.